Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mace. I'm coming to you from a small town in Canada, the West Coast to be specific. I'm in British Columbia. Love it here. Absolutely love it here. Why? Because I'm Canadian. And as much as it hurt to lose that Olympics, I'm proud of the Canadians that competed, and losing the hockey match. Hey, we've only held it down for the last 50 years. So we'll let the Americans have this one. We'll let them have this one. That said, and in all seriousness, it's been pretty cool watching countries around the world and their hockey programs really just improve so quickly and become on almost a level. Like they're there. I mean, they're on the level. They're skating with Canada, with the US, all the hockey superpowers. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty awesome to see, places like Czech Republic and Slovakia and Sweden, of course, has been amazing forever. But countries even like France, like they're skating with the best of the best. So it's really cool to watch. All right, this will be a second half of 44 times Americans said really ignorant and ridiculously delusional and stupid things on the internet. So let's get into it. Number 23. This person claimed you can't be arrested without your consent in Europe. Donald Trump has been told by Greenland and Denmark that his officials are not welcome in Greenland. I wonder why. But J.D. Vance is going to go anyway. Should Greenland do the funniest thing and arrest J.D. Vance? How would that go down? So the American says, how would that go down? Vance isn't afraid to say no, and you can't arrest somebody without their consent in Europe. What type of thinking? Where did this person get the idea that arresting people comes with consent in Europe? Yeah, a person just shoplifted and ran out of the store. They're just going to ask consent before they arrest them. Yeah, that makes sense. 24. This person claimed rugby players are NFL rejects. Let's be honest, rugby players are just big guys that didn't make it to the NFL. Because rugby is definitely one of the biggest sports in North America, right? It's certainly not a big sport in the United Kingdom or in Europe at all, right? Or Australia. Certainly not. The NFL is American. Rugby is international. That should tell you all you need to know. NFL still takes international players. There's just no good ones. Americans often have this attitude like it's seriously main character syndrome combined with we're the center of the universe. Everything revolves around us, and everybody around the world, in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, in Australia, everybody, they know exactly what's happening, and they know everything that's happening within our lives. And if you don't believe that, well, you're just crazy. Because we're Americans, We have Hollywood. We make movies. We make Big Macs. It's crazy. 25. This person was straight up delusional. I like that, delulu. America has objectively done more good for the world than any other nation. America, fuck yeah. They've done more good for the world than any other nation. Which opinion about history will get you like this? They didn't do so good in Vietnam. They didn't do so good, telling the truth about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. They didn't do so good electing Donald Trump. 26. As was this person. Only the USA is a full democracy with the most rights guaranteed by the most democratic Republican federal constitution, which includes written human rights. The rest of the democratic nations are behind. Okay. Europe invented democracy. And the US is in the full-fledged era of techno-fascism. Basically, the US, for all the land is the free, ICE is literally just shooting people in the streets. And I think even Trump has realized that, hey, maybe this isn't making me look so good. You know, ICE going around like thugs, demanding papers, please. I've seen videos of ICE agents just walking up to a person, you know, racially profiled, a dude pumping his gas in his vehicle, walking up to him. Can you prove your citizenship, please? The land of the free right there. That's the freest land I've ever heard of. You're just pumping gas and then all of a sudden, what? There's agents of the state surrounding you, demanding your papers. Just because you're brown. If it's a white person, they're probably not going to say shit. You know? And that's why they're also going to this Christian fundamentalism, because you have guys like Hegseth, Secretary of War, inviting to the Pentagon to speak literal Christian fundamentalist who doesn't think women should be allowed to vote. This is the type of Margaret Atwood, Handmaid's Tale garbage that persists and lives within the Trump administration. It's crazy. 27. This person claimed the U.S. would dominate rugby worldwide in 5 years if football were banned. If they suddenly banned football in the United States and rugby was the only option, the U.S. would be completely dominant within 5 years. Well, that's just incredibly ignorant and delusional comment, considering all those other countries have been playing rugby and dominating for forever. A fun rugby story. My dad always said, look out when you're in those scrums, because there might be a cheap guy on the other team that's going to give you some uppercuts right in the gut. 28. This person called America the land of quote-unquote kindness, amongst other laughable claims. Yeah, very, very kind. Very, very kind. I don't care whether you're a poor bastard from the third world or a Nobel Prize winner. Everyone wants to come to America because it's the land of opportunity, freedom, justice, and kindness. That's why it's called the American dream and not the Chinese dream or the European dream. Call me names, threaten me. I don't give a fuck. You know I'm right. The American dream is a facade. The American dream is a propaganda tool to keep good little consumers consuming and having their wealth extracted by a very, very small number of rich people until the system collapses, which we're kind of in that stage now. Like they're kind of in that Roman stage, and this applies to a lot of, you know, quote unquote, the West, you know, Western civilization. Like we're kind of I would say an unsustainable path. But with the advent of it, it's an interesting superstorm of things, because we have AI and technology that's expanding exponentially, and we don't really know how that's going to affect everything, because the rich people will say, well, AI is just going to do all the jobs and it's going to free up, you know, people are going to be free to do things that they want to do, right? They'll be free to go to the park, and, you know, the AI is going to walk their dog and they can make art. Okay. Where does the extraction of wealth part go? Because, you know, these rich people, these elites, these serial abusers, horrible human beings that just need to amass more and more and more and more and more and more wealth, they are not going to give up that wealth accumulation. They're going to figure out ways to use AI to just subjugate further and create more consumerism and more extraction of wealth so they can get richer and extend their lives, try to freeze themselves, whatever the hell they're going to do. Drink the stuff that they drink to 29. This person asked a ridiculous question. What is the best country and why is it the United States of America? United States is certainly not the best country. This is a very we are the center of the universe style comment, like I mentioned earlier. 30. This person called the metric system communist indoctrination. So that's essentially saying that like every single country around the world, except for I think it's like two, it's like US and like one other country who use the imperial system, kind Kind of funny, eh? That they use the imperial system. But that's saying all those other countries have communism. Anything but the indoctrination that is the metric system, yes. Keep that commie Frenchness away from us. This is a very weird thing to be upset about. I agree. This person claimed you can't buy a utility knife in Europe. America, where we can remove a wall with a utility knife. Europe, where you can't buy a utility knife. America, what? 32. This person claimed you need a license for a butter knife in other countries. As an American, whenever I feel bad, I look at my kitchen knife drawer and remember that I don't have to have a license to have a butter knife. You know what's more realistic? You probably barely need a license to have a automatic rifle in which you can go to the shopping mall and shoot 30 people. More realistic than whatever that comment was. 33. This person claimed Canada would stop existing without the US. Nothing Trump said is incorrect. It's mind-boggling that people don't understand that Canada would cease to exist without the United States. The fact they're charging anything to American imports is laughable, and Trump has correctly pointed it out. Under what rock do you live? Yeah, Canada is very resource rich, and it's true our politicians have been selling us short for a long time and not really benefiting us that much from the incredibly resource rich country that we are, because we've been making good deals with the States. And, you know, Mark Carney's speech had a lot of good points. You know, the sign has been in the window for a long time. We've all been taking part in this American hegemony and American military dominance. And sure, you know, they protect a lot of things that have to facilitate open trade with a lot of different places around the world. But Canada is also a Commonwealth country. We have a lot of support around the world. Canadians are looked at incredibly in a much better light than the United States. Everybody hates you, the United States. Everybody. Literally everybody. And they'll say, oh, well, all the rich people, they're going to come here. They're going to go to the States. Not if they're critical of Trump. Because Trump, yeah, he'll attack you no matter who you are. This person forgot about all the medical discoveries and advancements made in other countries, like, oh, I don't know, a little thing called insulin. Literally all the medicine those countries use is developed here. You're welcome. Great. This person had a baffling suggestion for comparing America to other countries on a thread about the Finnish education system. Isolate U.S. statistics to wealthy white neighborhoods, and we match anyone. Okay, just throw out all of the statistics for the country and just isolate wealthy white people. Yes, that's a very good cross section of America. That's perfect. We have a diverse society, and with it, diverse views on education and the importance of hard work and following the rules. Sounds pretty colonial. Oh, he said colonial. Oh my God. As if, you know, we didn't come in and decimate in Canada as well. First Nations peoples. And we're only now starting to reconcile and reckon with that. And bringing it up, some people get real touchy about it. You know, it's not so long ago that First Nations children were just getting snatched up by the government and taken to schools against their will. But, you know, they better pull up their bootstraps, forget about it, and get to work. Just like, you know, black people in America, too. You're like, oh, it's not that long ago. Generational wealth is not a thing. Just get to work. You got it just as easy as the white folks. And I will say that, you know, a lot of identity politics can be manipulated and kind of used for nefarious purposes. But there's also an incredible amount of truth to the fact that, you know, Christian fundamentalists and MAGA there's a huge root in there of white supremacy. Make America great again. Make America white again. Yeah. And in the meantime, get rid of all these brown people, all these immigrants, Let's ask for their papers. Let's deport. Yeah. 36. This person forgot that most of the rest of the world puts the day before the month. When listening to the day, then called putting the month first, the correct format. Damn, June 6th to October 6th is a crazy range. Hope you get it earlier rather than later. I'm just going to skip this one. I don't really care. I used to, funny enough, I used to work as a police dispatcher, and I can't even remember how we did it. I feel like we used to do, was it day, month, year, or month, day, year? God damn it, I can't remember. I feel like it was month, day, year, but honestly, who cares? Not really that a hill to die on. 37. This person called Steve Irwin an American hero, finding purpose in wilderness areas. Steve Irwin is an American hero from Australia. Yeah, he's a Australian hero from Australia. 38. This person claimed America invented democracy, among other things. They also think we've had peace on Earth for 75 years. Without Googling, name something the U.S. invented. They're going to say peace on Earth for over 75 years. Pax Americana. I don't know what that is. Everything in the modern civilization. Huh. Interesting. Democracy, freedom, human rights, technology, globalization. These people were really confused about military time. What time do you go to sleep? 20 or earlier? So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Let's see. This doesn't just apply to Americans. I think a lot of people don't understand the. I use freedom units. Freedom units. I can just see Trump changing the units of time to freedom time. Excuse me. That would be a sight to see. I used military time. I worked at the airports for a long time, and I said earlier, I worked in the police first responder industry, so I know we always used 24-hour time. This person thinks Europeans don't have cell phones. As a European, I can confirm that this is exactly what I'm thinking. Y'all are poor. How do you even have a phone? This is just delusional, stupid bots, probably. And this person claimed Europe doesn't have gas for electricity. Okay, I'm not going to even entertain that. This person called French and Spanish dead languages. Huh? Y'all teach kids French, Spanish, Latin, dead languages, but leave out ASL, a language used by millions of deaf folks alive and breathing today. Make it make sense. Pardon my dead French, but were you homeschooled by a pigeon? Signed, French Canadian. 43. This person claimed most history is U.S. history. What? They don't know what communism means, or so they don't know the words that they're using. And finally, this claim is just sad given what's been happening lately. There is not and never has been fascism in America. As an ideology, it is wholly alien. Well, buckle in, buckaroos. All right, see you on the next one. Jesus.